Hey guys, welcome to another World of Warcraft video, and for today's video we are going to be discussing the 8.2 launch, which actually is right around the corner. It is this coming up Tuesday, June 25th. If you're in EU, June 26th. And the first thing we'll discuss is the Heart of Azeroth. These are things that I've kind of recorded over the past months through the PTR, and I chose to actually redo this video because the Heart of Azeroth was so detailed, and I feel like it needs to be detailed, but instead I'm just going to link you to the Wowhead site and you can look over more of the info. I felt like there was no reason for me to detail it so much for you guys. It ended up being like a 20-minute discussion in their original video, and that's just too long, so we're just going to make it nice and quick. And if you want more info on it, there'll be a link in the description where there's a whole table of info. Okay, so for the Heart of Azeroth necklace, you're going to see essences now, and how you'll start to see that will be a introductory quest when you first walk into 8.2, and it will open up your first essence, which will be the Crucible of Flame, which I have a picture here showing you what exactly that is. It's 9 quests that will eventually get you that item, and then that kind of introduces you to the essences, and there's many more that can be obtained. Like I said, I'm gonna leave a link for this because it's a lot to go over, so I'm just giving you the quick summary of it. But yeah, there are different ways you can obtain these by doing mythics, raids. It would be like the Azshara Raid, but there are multiple ways. Rep, battlegrounds, lots of different ways you can do it. Okay, so next up is the Mythic. So it'll be Season 3 for the Mythic Plus. And so Reaping will vanish, of course. And Beguiling will replace it. And to be honest, I don't know. To each their own, I guess. But this Season 3 of Mythics actually makes me want to skip mythics for this season. Like, it just does not even sound interesting, you know. And I get that some people out there didn't really care for the Reaping either, but it just has nothing interesting regarding it. But carrying on. Residium won't reset, so you'll still be able to use your Residium for your pieces. And of course, there are higher end pieces now. There'll still be the 415 that you can currently grab for the, I think it's 1750 or something like that for your Residium. There's also going to be 430 pieces in there, and 445, yeah, and they cost a lot. So I imagine we are going to see a increase on how much Residium you get. Mainly because we'll see an increase in item level gear. And for PvP, there'll be the new arena, Megadungeon. There's going to be Azshara coming back as an epic battleground. There will be the new vicious mount. It's going to be a basilisk. And then, of course, war mode. I don't know quite yet if they've really done too much for changes with war mode. I feel like war mode still has some kinks that need to be resolved with it, but you will be able to enable war mode in Megadungeon, And yeah, there will be some world PvP over there. Okay, not too much to say here. I did mention this in another video of mine. But rest in peace, our poor little water mount. Yeah, you're still going to be a water mount, just not the way you were intended to be. So all that there really is to say regarding the mount equipment is that you can make all your mounts water mounts. As you can see, there's the 3 different ways you can go. Those 3 things you see at the side there, so you can choose. One applies to all your mounts, and also there's some professions that can make these items as well. Tailoring is for the saddle chute, so they can make that. Blacksmithing is the mount shoes. Leatherworking is that barding, and enchanting will be like a light step hoof, and basically that the enchanting one, since we don't really see it up there, it will increase your mount speed by 20%. Also, there will be the heroic battle for Stromgarde. This is the only Warfront so far that will be heroic. This is kind of the start of it. And not much to really be said here. They're going to be a little more difficult than the regular Warfronts. They'll have better rewards, and you can actually lose these Warfronts. And that's basically it. They'll be they're flexible 10 to 20 player Warfronts. There will also be 2 new islands. Not too much going on with these either, other than the fact that they're 2 new islands. There'll be 2 new rewards. One is a transmog. It is a one-hand axe, and the other is a ped. It's a hopling. There's also the Gnome and Tauren heritage armor sets. There is going to be another section of heritage armor coming up as well. There's no estimated time on it, but they are working on goblins and worgens as well. But we probably won't see that till the next patch. And of course, one of the biggest highlights of this patch is Nazjatar. Nazjatar, although a lot of people think it's underwater, it is not, which made me very happy, because there was a time where I really wanted an underwater area, and they put it out. It was in Cataclysm, I believe, where we got the seahorse and all that. And man, did that place suck. I did not enjoy having an entire area that was underwater consistently. So I'm glad that this is kind of like you have underwater moments, but it's not fully underwater. So I am happy regarding that. So not much to be said here. This is the new area. You're gonna start out with some beginner quests. It's where we're gonna get our rep for our flying and new achievements. There's a new mount. It's called the Snapback Scuttler. It involves getting all these achievements done. There's going to be the essences that are unlocked over there, new rares, elites, a bunch of toys, new pets, transmogs, all that. So this is definitely the area of the patch. And then there's also the benthic armor system that's going to be occurring over here. And of course, we can't forget to mention the raid, of course. Azshara's Eternal Palace is over in Nazjatar. Okay, so next up is the Megadungeon Operation Megadungeon. This one I'm looking really forward to. I've been hyped for this one since we heard about it at BlizzCon. And so it is going to be kind of similar in size as Kara. That's pretty much the dungeon everyone kind of compares it to. And it's going to start as a mythic only Megadungeon. And they have mentioned that in 8.3 they plan on throwing heroic and mythic plus difficulty. So, but for now it'll just be like a mythic 0 difficulty. And this will have 8 bosses. The first 3 bosses, you can knock them out in whatever order, and then you kind of go down the list from there. You go in order. Okay, so I have looked at the loot levels for this, and this is where it gets a little funky. I don't know if Blizzard has something up their sleeve for this, but on the loot table for this, it does show that the pieces are 415. However, it just shows 415 for your punch cards, which is for your trinkets. The rest of the gear is showing 825. So I don't know. Nothing confirmed. This is just what I have physically seen with my own eyes. But it makes me think that we are going to be jumping up in item level again soon, which they are constantly doing. Like, we should be over the 900 plus by now, right? So that's a possibility because, yeah, a lot of this loot is... And keep in mind, this is normal and heroic loot that I've seen. It'll probably be higher than I'm even seeing on the chart because it's going to start as a mythic, right? And the normal loot is 825 and the heroic is 845. So, yeah. And like I said, I don't know. They have not commented on this 845 versus 415 item level. So not totally sure what's going on, but if you look at the loot table, that's what you see. You see 800 plus. Okay, and I also decided to put up a picture of the trinkets. These trinkets are items that you are going to be able to get over in the Megadungeon area. To obtain these, there will be a quest. It's called Upgraded. It'll be to collect 20 micro cogs, and that's what starts it all up. And yeah, that'll be how you will get your trinket. Okay, so one other one that a lot of people are looking forward to or most excited for would be the flying. I personally am I was excited about the flying, but lately with the whistle, I have felt like I don't even totally miss the flying. I feel like the whistle takes me wherever the fuck I want to go, and actually faster than it would take me to fly over there. So I really don't care anymore, but for those that do, and of course I'm going to do it anyway, so it's not like I totally don't care. But it sounds easy, however, don't be like, there's so many people out there, granted a lot of them are noobs to the game, thinking that they can do this in 1 week. I wouldn't even count on that. Because, like, while maybe it's possible, that's not how they do their Pathfinders. Like, I would anticipate at least 2 to 3 weeks to get your flying. A lot of people think it can be done in 1 week because all it is rep, but we don't know that they're not going to throw us a curveball. I remember when we thought it was just rep in Legion 2, I believe it was, and then all of a sudden there was like another achievement on top of it. So while it could just be rep, there might be something that we don't know. You know, maybe it takes a while to build the rep. Maybe our rep's only 20 a pop, you know? Like, who knows? But I highly doubt that Blizzard would make it possible that you could obtain your flying in the same week that 8.2 releases. So yeah, count on 2 to 3 weeks to get that done. And you will also get this mount, which looks a lot like the pet there. And I have gotten this pet. There is a video on this pet as well, so you could go get the pet as well. And yeah, so the mount is called Wonder Wing 2.0, and the pet is called Feathers. And I'll put the link to my pet video in there in case you want to have the matching 2 there. Okay, next up is the raid. So as you can see from the picture, it's 8 bosses. This raid will not release when 8.2 releases. They never release their raids at the same time. So we will have access to normal and heroic for this raid on July 9th. And then on July 16th, we'll have access to mythic. LFR will gain access to the first wing. July 30th, LFR will gain access to the second wing. And then on August 13th, LFR will gain access to the third wing, which is the final 2 bosses. So the earliest we're going to see it is July 9th, and like I said, that's normal and heroic. And as for loot, LFR will have 400 item level loot, normal will have 415, heroic will be 430, and mythic will be 445. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of everything that's going to be included. We discussed it all, minus the holiday updates and stuff like that. I will go over the pets and the recipes, though, and a couple of extra things, but there is a quick list for you guys to look at. One important thing to mention that I'm sure a lot of you guys will be happy to know is that the portal to Caverns of Time will be back. So on Tuesday, when this all releases, you will see your Caverns of Time portal in Stormwind and Orgrimmar. The holiday update there, it involves Brewfest. Brewfest will have a new token, and there is a new cosmetic headpiece, and there's also a new toy called the Brewfest Chowdown Trophy. For pets, mounts, and all that, there are a lot of new mounts in the patch. There is 29 mounts available as we know at the moment. There will also be a bunch of new toys, new pets, and to just kind of skip back to the mount part that we were just talking about, the B mount will be available. I will be putting up a video I meant to put up a while ago, but I did do the pet achievement, which not confirmed, but it's rumored that that may be the requirement for your B mount. So, and that pet achievement that I did was super easy. It's a daily you do like every day for like 10 days, 7 or 10 days, and then you have your pet. So it's a super easy achievement. And that's all I have for you guys. So I shortened it a huge amount. The original video was like 40 minutes and I thought that was way too long. So that's why I wanted to redo this video, make it a little shorter. I will include some links for you guys in the description if you want more info, mainly on the Heart of Azeroth. Everything else, you know, there's really not much more info for it. And I hope you have a great time in 8.2. And just in case you missed it at the beginning, 8.2 releases on Tuesday. June 25th. And like I said, the raid will not be available for a couple of weeks after that, and you will be able to start working on your flying achievement as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.